Hello guys, yeah, another video. This time we're going to kind of start a project here. Thought maybe just to kind of break things up amongst everything else, we'd work on a radio, restoring it. This thing was a pure basket case when I got it. It had already been, somebody had been in it and literally had pretty much dismantled it. The main components were still hooked in place, and she was pretty rusty, so I shot some paint on it, cleaned it up a little bit, and pulled it apart to do that. But now we're back to starting to put it back together. I thought it'd be an interesting little project because it kind of deals with some of the things that we've been talking about a little bit, such as, gee, we got coils and we have no pictures. So like I said, it was, I think there was only like 2 wires that were still connected up. There was 2 filament wires. That was the only thing that was connected in it. Pretty much everything else was chopped and cut, and I shortened up a lot of them to clean up the connections. I still got to clean up the connections on the coils and stuff, and got the chassis kind of painted up a little bit, although I did get some scratches in it in the process of starting to put it back together. But the coils fit here, and dial face will go on here. It's a nice little dial face, although it was in a shambles, taken apart, so I'm missing one of the pointers. I got this pointer here, which is the main one I was concerned about. This one I'm not really that worried about. Plus I only got one push pin. This uses but I've got a bunch of these floating around someplace, so I ain't worried about that either. But it's AM and 2 shortwave. Need to find about trying to get a belt for it. It uses a belt drive. But this was the radio that at one point I talked about when I was talking about why I changed capacitors. That had the bad tone control switch that was burned up in it because of the capacitor shorting out. I found something that'll work. It's a little bit different value, but it's close enough. I just got to cut it off. It's a universal, so I put it in there to mark it, and I had the band switch in for a little bit to do that too. This is the band switch. You have 2 contacts here, or 2 switch sections here, and then on the back side there's another one, and they correspond to these guys. That's how they show them in the schematic. This is the one on the back, has 4 contacts, and then the other 2 are right here, and then these are our coils. And then I've got this coil here, which I haven't mapped out yet. It's this guy. I'll write that up and get it mapped out, but it's not, I'm not as concerned about it. I drew out and mapped out where everything goes and the direction of the windings, how they wind. 2 top ones, these are the oscillator coils, and then this one here and that one there is the antenna coils. And I did replace a couple wires that was on the transformer. The rest of them seemed to be alright, but these guys are just brittle as all get out. This is the 5-volt filament for the rectifier tube. It has an eye tube, although someone decided they needed to replace the resistor, which I wish they wouldn't have done it that way, but that was the only size resistor evidently. 1 watt, a 1 or 2 watt resistor, which is way overrated. And then they left the old one in there. It's down in there. You can kind of see that little shiny end of it. So I'll have to clean that up. And but most of it is actually in pretty good shape. I mean, the components that were still kind of in place were a lot of dog bone resistors that were actually right on value. So, but this is what we're going to be starting and working on now. As I start wiring it up, I'll start as my usual, run the filament lines and the grounds, and make a video, show you where I'm at, and as we go along I'll just keep doing it and showing you how the determination of getting these connected up, hopefully to work. Like I said in my previous statement about what hooking up coils is, sometimes you just kind of tack them, basically. Don't get real carried away until you know for sure that you've got it working. And that's what we'll do on this one. Again, I had nothing to take pictures of because most of the wiring was gone. So that's where we're at on this. This will be kind of a short video, just kind of introduction to this. This is a Montgomery Ward radio. It's a 62-407, which basically Belmont makes this chassis. Underneath they have the same radio, and they're the ones that actually made the radio. It has 6L7 for a mixer, and it's got a separate oscillator, a 6C5, and then we use a 6K7 for IF. 6Q7 is the dual diode detector and triode for the first audio, and then a 6F6 for an output. And the only change I'm going to make is this calls for a 5W4. I don't know why Montgomery Ward decided to go with that, but I'm going to use a 5Y3. They're basically the same tube. I just don't have any 5W4s. And then a 6G5 or 6U5 I-tube. So I'll be working on it some today and probably make another video of it either today or tomorrow, which will be part 2, showing you where I'm at. Doesn't have a lot of information on it. It does show tube layout. Basically, what this is for doing the alignment, so it shows you where the various alignment adjustments are. So anyway, that's where I'm at on this. I really don't have much else to say. I'm going to do a little separate video on, I thought it was about time to do something on a little bit about components, at least some information. So I'll probably do a separate video on that instead of trying to make a long video out of this. So I'll be looking forward to that, discussing color codes and how to read them, and things of that nature. The different resistors, dog bones versus what you would consider a normal resistor, and various things of that nature. So until next time, or until that video, I'll talk to you later, and you guys have a good day. And thanks for watching. Thank you for my new subscribers, and if you're watching this, you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I go over a lot of theory and math and stuff, and discuss a lot of different things. Plus I do work on radios and other things, and we will get back, I promise, to the signal tracer. I got to get its schematic finished up and finalized so I can get it uploaded. So and any stuff that's on here that you guys wanted to look at, Right here is the link on my page to my Google Drive. So you can go there, and if you haven't already found that out, you can go there and find the schematics and stuff, and homework stuff, and for the math. I haven't compiled up any more homework for the other video. I will work on that today and try to get it uploaded. So anyway, that's where we're at. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.